around 10 years that I am focusing on analyzing the trends of how people live, how people work, and how this translates into how we create the spaces and the services to cater to our lifestyles. So it's been a couple of years since I'm actually a part-time nomad that I'm more deep diving into what are the future places for nomads. And that led me to asking myself the question of what is the impact that we have when we travel? Because obviously we do have a responsibility and an impact. And I brought to you a few examples today, and I hope that you will be inspired. We all have responsibility when we travel as a single individual, and we have an aggregated responsibility when we are hundreds and hundreds of nomads. I have a question for you. Feel free to answer. What do you think is our impact as nomads in the places we visit? Is it rather on the sunny side? Who thinks is on the sunny side? We're doing good for places. Or is rather on the hurricane side, there's kind of stormy thing. You are both right, but let's connect to the Nomad weather station and really understand what's going on. So on the sunny side, indeed, what's happening is that we have some steady spending and beyond the traditional touristic season, and also some nice colors and sparkles on intercultural exchange with the places that we visit, to a point where governments are actively working on finding ways to properly drive nomads to their destination. You have been here, you have been connecting to the Japan team, you have probably seen that now it's not only Fukuoka, but it's also Okinawa, and it's a bunch of other places in Japan that are working directly with the government to not only shape economy, but also innovation. And so we can really see that it's a movement that interests at a very higher level, at a very strategic level, destination. We also have some light breeze of opening new local businesses and services and destinations, and for sure we're contributing to the revitalization of sometimes forgotten towns and villages, and we're contributing to population diversity in places that need some inspiration. One big topic that we are addressing today globally is this digital nomad movement can really bring lots of benefits to rural areas. Research is being done on the subject, and what is being understood is that it's a good tool for, we're talking about rural, fighting rural depopulation. We're talking about rural revival. So there is really lots of places out there that benefit from us going there. However, as anticipated, there are also some more stormy aspects about our movement, as in high turnover limit, when we travel super fast and we don't really integrate with the locals, gentrification, prices rising, crisis on housing, also income gap tension, huge problem. We tend to go to places where we can spend less and automatically prices arise. And sometimes infrastructure overload with, places that are not ready, prepared for receiving lots and lots and lots of people. Who recognizes this place? Where are we? Barcelona. Yeah, there's some pretty heavy things going on. people not really appreciating the results of having tourism or digital nomadism, and can lead to actually cultural shocks and identity delusion. Who recognizes this place? Where are we? Lisbon, indeed. So we are in the middle of many things, many movements, some positive, some negative. It's complicated. So you were right, those who rose a hand on the positive and the negative, it's kind of both. What can we do about this? We can ask ourselves, why is this happening? And my own take to this is that it really comes down to two things. Is about the pressure that we have in the resources available in places. We can either optimize it, so go and utilize underutilized spaces, abandoned houses that get renovated because there is new demand, or unused buildings that get transformed into co-working spaces and stuff like this, or even like new projects that use underutilized structures, or we compete. And that's the case with Lisbon and Barcelona. We compete with scarce resources, apartments and stuff like this, and it starts to create tension. So how we use resources and how we interact with the local community, that's also a very important factor. Do we integrate or do we stay in our bubble? Who is responsible? Well, all of us, nomads, with our choices, where we go, where we stay, how long we stay, our behavior. Locals, do they decide to just, I want to make max money as possible, I will put my cappuccino at €5, or I will just keep it real and respect also the local economy. Hospitality operators, if there are some operators around you, you also have a little bit of responsibility in this, because you are that bridge that will create moments for interacting locals with nomads, and explaining also when there is friction, when there is locals that don't really understand what's going on. You have that power to create that bridge. We're going to deep dive soon in a couple of examples. And the local administration for sure as well, as in we've seen in Japan and these kind of places that kind of facilitate the integration. What can we do about it? Well, first of all, let's take a second every time we travel to bring awareness of, I am contributing to, in good and bad, somehow I do have an impact, and as me, all of us, we do have impact in the places we visit. Keep an eye on, am I, on the sunny side, on the bright, or on the cloudy side, and this kind of goes down to different categories of types of impact. For sure economic, but also social and cultural, and ultimately demographic, infrastructural and branding. I have 3 examples for you that I would like to discuss about and present you so that we can talk about something real, concrete. The first one you all know about, so it will be rather easy. Bansko is a town of 9,000 people. We pretty much all know what happened here, right? Thanks to a co-working space back in 2020 around, I'm simplifying obviously, but just to picture a little bit what's been going on. This community of nomads started happening thanks to a co-working space, so a completely private initiative that after, 5 years later, we're all here, and Bansko is becoming one of the top travel destinations for Lonely Planet, listed as a place to go for nomads. So in a time span of 5 years, we can really change the history of a place in just a few thousand people, because we're not talking about moving mountains, it's just a few thousand people in 5 years. So this is big, you know, when you think about it. If we look at our personal impact as an individual, I would like to bring attention to this. These are like a combination of the different factors that I was telling you about, the economic, the demographical, and so forth. So every month that we spend here or in other, let's say, not so expensive destination in Europe, we are spending around 600 or 1,500 euro in rent, food, co-working, and so contributing to the local economy. And every 7 to 10 of us doing this, we contribute to creating a job of people providing us those services that we need when we want to have a cozy lifestyle, right? So cleaning, hospitality, services, and stuff like this. Some people buy apartments, become permanent residents. We are able, around 150, 200 of us, to make the season of the running season of Bansko extend to 4 to 6 months. So it's really like we're talking about very small numbers. 200 people, it's rather nothing, but we can help so many people work during this time, and the maintenance also of all the infrastructure that is being used that otherwise will be left empty. Second example is, does anybody know this example? Someone who lives in Italy knows, the two Italian, or kind of know. Pontremoli. Pontremoli is similar to Bansko, 7,000 inhabitants in Italy. And this is also a privately led initiative. It's actually a bunch of people from Pontremoli itself that created an association. And they said, well, we're interested in this movement of digital nomads. We are a beautiful village. How can we profit from this? How can we benefit? How can we attract nomads? And this was in 2020, because of all the reasons that we know. Remote work became a thing, and they kind of started collaborating with the local municipality. And the local municipality said, like, well, we can do this. Municipality gives a free co-working space, allocates a few resources, and said, okay, let's try to make it happen. And a few years later, I think this article is from 2023, if I'm not wrong, or 4, Wall Street Journal mentions this place. If we look again at what are the actual impacts, what are the results, since 2021, when they open, from the demographic aspect, 94 medium-term residents witnessed and participated in this experience. Again, the local association is a bunch of people that just help out. They're not operators, they're just helping out of, oh, you're a nomad, you're interested, here's an apartment. Oh, Thursday night we're organizing a meetup, and the co-working space is over there. So just local people from the town. 23 of these people became actual residents. It's huge if you think the ratio between the people that visit and the people that decided to stay. 2 marriages also among the newcomers and the locals. Interesting, thanks to this project here, they were able to organize festivals for upskilling the local, and we're talking about local artisans, local entrepreneurs, people that don't really have access to all the cool things that we do digitally, and it's very, very valuable for them just to attend a few workshops to upgrade the way that they do business, the locals. Also pretty cool, you know, how they integrate with local associations in volunteering, blood donation, and stuff like this. They have been using underused spaces, which is cool, and mostly also inspiring a lot other regions in Italy and other places in Italy on doing the same. This is a very cool partnership that I invite you to keep in mind in the future, an urban-rural partnership. So on the right, we have an image of the free co-working space provided by the municipality in this village for the people remote working there. And they are collaborating with a digital communication branding agency present in few major cities in Italy. And they kind of visit each other, they host each other events. When you're in a big city, and you're a little bit too much in front of your computer, you go to the village, it's not far away, and you spend some time there, and you'll be hosted, you have like things to do, and you can still work on the co-working over there, and vice versa. When you're a little bit too under the rock of being in the village, you can go to the main city to enjoy what that has to offer. And I think this is rather cool, and it can be implemented in so many other situations. Another example, the last one that I'm bringing you, it's Benarrabá. It's a village in south of Spain, in Andalusia. We had a talk from the owner and co-founder of this project the other day on Tuesday, which is called Rural. And this is a co-living operator, and he collaborates with the local municipality. And it's quite cool, this what's happening here, and how the media is acknowledging this movement on how our villages in Europe are dying. You have no idea how many of these situations we have in Italy, Spain, Portugal. It's pretty much the majority is villages, as small towns that don't have much chance for development in the future. And they're kind of, you know, like the bread shop is closing, there's no more supermarkets, there's no public library, there is nothing. And what is the future of these places? So there's operators that kind of want to do something about it. And the interesting journey of this operator is that they have been doing pop-up co-living sessions for seasons, and we're talking about like 3-4 months in low season, in different villages around Spain, to find what is the best village, what is the place where I can really run my operations. They did 12 of them until finding finally this village, Benarrabá, where they had this super cool mayor that welcomed them and completely understood the project, and he's giving free co-working, he's helping out in many ways, and he's even welcoming every week or every other week all the nomads, all the remote workers that arrive to this village. They have the chance to sit on the mayor, the town hall room all together and speak to the mayor, and he's super interested, and he's like, what are you doing here? And and so I was sitting in that room because these photos are mine, and what's cool also about it, not yet, what's cool about it is that they put a program of so many things that you can do throughout the week in that village, connecting to the locals. And to be honest, I was kind of overwhelmed by the packing of too many events. Like, okay, on Monday we go painting with the grandmas. On Tuesday we go crochet with Francisca. On Wednesday we go pick oranges in Antonio's garden. I mean, it was a little bit too much because I also needed to work. So it's quite impressive what you can actually do in a village when the operator, the co-living operator, really facilitates this experience. And it's actually very surprising also the type of experience that you have. And so I stayed there for this month with a project of how can I really interact with the local people. I love music. Somebody was mentioning before, I'm creating residencies for DJs. And so I wanted to combine these things. It's like, how can I go to a village and interact with the people? I came up with this idea of interviewing everyone and asking them, can you please share a song with me? I'm doing a collective playlist of the village. We're gonna have a final celebration at the end, and all this in my poor Spanish. But it was really cool and people loved it, and that made me really connect to the reality of the village. I know these people by name, they say hello in the streets. I learned so many things, it was so much fun, and all this in just a month. I have like a little documentary of 7 minutes about this, which is really cool. If you want to see, I can share it with you. And so this is my invitation to you. Try to find in your busy schedule a couple of weeks, a month, where you can spend time in places where your presence is needed. It will be appreciated, where you can really connect to the real life of the destination. Remember, we said before, having good impact ultimately is about how the relationship that we have with the resources. So out there is plenty of resources, there are plenty of apartments that are ready for you in this. These are co-living spaces. They are really looking forward to receiving you and connect with the locals, have fun, and that's something that you can do right now in these places in Europe. They need you, and you'll have a really good time. Thank you.